Hello tent fans and welcome to Warrior Camping. Now I've just had a delivery, the door went, Amy was here, she went and opened the door and it was the postman and he's delivered this and it looks like my new tent. Well, it must be, I haven't ordered nothing else. So this is a Naturehike Hiby. So let's open it up and have a little look at it. Now, I haven't even looked at this yet, and I don't know much about this Hiby. I just saw it on eBay the other night when I was sitting in the tent. I had a cheeky little bid, and I won it for 58 quid, I think. So it was £58. So it is my first nature hike tent. So I don't know much about the nature hike tents, but I keep seeing them everywhere. So people are liking them because there's enough of them about. My friend's got a cloud up and that looks really nice. So I've been having a little bid on quite a few of these nature hike tents. I've been bidding on one called a Cloud Peak, I think. So I've gone after a few of them, and I've also bid on a couple of others called a Cloud River or a Star River, something like that. And I've bid on a few cloud umps, but this was the first Hiby I saw. So I haven't even looked much up about it, because normally I would. Normally, if I found a tent on eBay that I didn't really know what it was, I would look up all about it. But I literally found this Hiby with about like 10 minutes to go or something like that. So I just had a little bid on it because it was sitting on a low price. It finished right late at night. I literally just had a little cheeky bid and then won it. And I think it was £58. So I don't know if that's cheap or not because I haven't seen other Hibbies go to know what they make. But I just chucked in a bid. I think I put in a £60 bid and won it for 58 quid. So I was happy because I was after a nature hike tent and now I've got a Hiby. So I don't know much about the nature hike tents. I like that little strap though. That is a good strap that it was rolled round. I like that. It just does up with the Velcro. That was really good, that little strap. So it has got a footprint. And by the look of it, it's not like my friend's one. My friend's one, it locks, the poles lock into the footprint. But on this one, it looks like the footprint just pegs down separate and then the tent goes on top of it. So let's have a look and see what pegs they give you from the old nature hike department. Oh, they're like little aluminium pegs. They look alright. I won't use them to put it up because the back of them is going to hurt my hands pushing them in. So I will get my packet of bubblegum pegs out. I have them ready on standby. And you'll see me using them on all the tents that I pitch out here in the garden. Because the bubblegum pegs are very hand friendly and very easy to push in. They don't hurt your hands. Well, them ones like that with the shape, you need to put like a bit of wood in your hand or something to push them in, or get a rock on them or a mallet or something. And I'm not poncing around with all that. I should just use the bubblegum pegs. And they don't look at all that, them pegs, because they're not very long. But they might be alright, I don't know, I've never used them. They might be very good pegs, so I won't mug them off. Poles look nice though. Not sure how many poles I'll get with it. So how many poles did I get? Is that one long pole? So that looks like a long pole. One of them. So it's two. And how many's there? Another two? One. It's one. So I've got one red pole and two long black poles. And they do look long. Look how many sections in them black poles. They must be about a mile long, them poles. That is a lot of sections. Right, let's put them together. Might take me half hour to put this pole together. Look how long it is. Not sure, I haven't counted the sections, but that is a long pole. And there's two like that, so they must do the cross in it. Because I think this somehow, it's got like a cross on this Hiby, and then it looked like it had two doors that opened at the front. It looked a bit of a funny little shape. So I don't know how them poles go, because it didn't look that bigger of a tent, but these poles, that one I've just put together, I think that is the longest pole of any tent I've ever had. the pole on this. Two of them, they are really, really long. I think they are the longest poles of any tent I own. They are some seriously long poles, and it does look like that red one's a bit shorter. So I'll lay these two down side by side. I'd imagine they'd be the same length, because it did look like it had a cross on it on the roof. So yeah, I've lined them two up. Them two black ones are exactly the same length. So this red one is not so many sections, so this red one must be shorter. And they're nice poles though. They're nice and light, and they feel quite strong. They are not all bendy and all flimsy and all flopping about. They feel quite strong, and they are very light, them poles. So this thing has got a good set of poles on it. So there you go. It's got a big emblem on it, Naturehike. I don't know much about Naturehike, and a few years ago you'd never heard of it, but all of a sudden I am seeing these Naturehike tents everywhere. People are buying them. So it's either because they are really cheap and easy to get your hands on, or they're good. They are the only two reasons that people start buying tents. If they're good or they're very, very cheap. And I did look this Hiby up. It's one of the things I've done after I won it on eBay, because I thought, oh, have I paid too much for that? Is it like a budget tent? Because I literally found it didn't have long until it finished, so I just whacked a bid in. I had a few beers sitting in the tent. You know how it is. Shouldn't really go on eBay when you've had a beer in it, because you always end up buying something. So yeah, I had a couple of beers and I bought this Hiby. But I did look it up after, like I said, and I did find it for sale, and it was about 200 quid, no? So for £58, it might be an half decent tent. It looks quite big though. I thought it was only going to be a little tiny tent. It looks massive. I did think it was a little tiny two-man tent. Now that is not a little tiny two-man tent. That looks like a massive great tent. Family tent. But that was really light though, and that wasn't that big in that bag. So that was light, that bag, and it weren't that big. And what's just come out of that fly sheet looks absolutely massive. And it's got a footprint with it. It's only thin, this footprint though. It's not like a substantial footprint. It's only like a thin bit of material. Well, it is like tent material. It's like a bit of a tent material. It's only thin and lightweight, but it will be enough to protect your tent a little bit, because it's good to use a footprint. I use like a tarpaulin and that when I go out, but because this footprint of this Hiby, it looks like one that it doesn't lock. The poles of the tent don't lock into this, so I might keep this separate, because I'll be able to use this with other tents that I've got, because it's nice and thin, so you'll be able to fold it up. If I've got a tent that's smaller than that footprint, I'll be able to fold that footprint up a little bit and make it to the size of some of my other tents. So I like that. I'm happy with my new footprint already, because I shall use it on other tents, because it's lighter than the light tarpaulin thing I've got. And I've got another thing I use as a footprint, which is like, I don't know, it's like a cover for an outside sofa or something like that. That makes a good footprint. I use that on some of my tents, because you can fold it to shape. But this is like a proper footprint, so I'll probably use this on some of my other tents. This will fit nice. So that, I don't know if this is the right footprint, because like that massive fly sheet is not going to fit on this little footprint unless the tent goes about 30 foot up in the air. Unless it is shaped like the Eiffel Tower, I think the tent is going to hang over this footprint at the front, because it don't look that big, this footprint. Unless the footprint only goes on the sleeping area, I'm not sure. Because look, there's a lot of fly sheet there. It has got the inner in it, But there is still a hell of a lot of fly sheet, and them poles are really long, and this thing is really tall, so it's got a lot of height to it. It's gonna hang over this little footprint. Feels nice though, it feels all nice materials and that. I'm not sure what this one is. It said nothing on the listing, all it said was Naturehike Hiby, and that was it. There was a listing, there was one like little photo of it laid out like this. It wasn't even pitched. So it just showed it like as it is now, and it just said with footprint, all good condition with footprint. So I had a cheeky little bid. So I don't know what one I'm getting, because when I looked, I did look up a little bit after, find out what I'd actually bought. They do one which was like one material which was a little bit heavier, and then they did like an ultralight one which was like better materials and all that. So I don't know what one I've got, but when I did look into it, the one with the lightweight materials you can only get in this colour. So it could be one of them because it's the right colour. But the other one that's a bit heavier, you could get that in green and blue and orange and loads of colours. But the lightweight one that was a bit more expensive, it was about 240 quid, something like that, the lightweight one. You could only get that in red and grey. But you could get the normal one, the cheaper one, in red and grey as well. So I don't know how you find out what it is. But the material does feel nice, and it did feel light in that bag. So I suppose to find out what it is, they was different weights. There was a fair bit of weight difference in between the two models. So when I pack it all away, I'll have to weigh it, and that'll tell me what I've got on it. If it weighs like the heavier weight, then it's the cheaper one. If it weighs the lighter weight, then it's the more expensive one. So I don't know, but the material does feel nice. And as you can see, I've put the first pole in, the red pole. Now the red pole went through the web sleeve. It's not rocket science, and it went in easy, that red pole, but that was the short one. These ones are about 5 miles long. So let's get one of these super long poles. They are long poles. That's going right across my garden. I've had to it's sort of bending up round my garden. There's not enough for me to lay it out. I've had to disconnect it halfway through. Unhook one of the joints because it wouldn't fit in my garden. It was too long. So let's push it through the sleeve. And it is a long pole. I'll be here for ages doing this. You might as well go and make a cup of tea or do yourself a fry up or something and come back, because I'll be here ages putting these poles through. Go and have a bath, wash your hair, have a shower, do yourself a nice roast chicken dinner, go and have a pint down the pub, come back and I will still be putting this first pole through. No, that's nearly there. Feels like they're not going straight though. I'm having to manipulate that a bit. That pole is going round on a bit of a curve. It's not just going flat through the fly sheet dead straight. That pole is I'm bending it a little bit as I'm poking it through. So yes, I'm still going on the first pole. So it's not a speed pitch tent, this one. If you're in a rush to get your tent up in 2 minutes, don't buy a Hiby. That's it though, that one's in. And that is a long pole. And that was curved. As I was pushing that round, I was having to bend it a little bit. So it's not like a straight laid out pole. So I reckon you do have to do it like how I did it, sort of go along with the end, pushing the material through. I think length of that pole and going on the curve, if you just went to one end and tried to poke that pole all the way through this tent, it would come out the side of that sleeve, I reckon. Because this material isn't very thick and that goes a long way, that pole, and it was on the curve. So I think you need to help it as you go. do the front and like concertina up the material as you go. So I'll do the same with this one. I'll push it in as far as I can, and then I'll go to the front, I think, because it's starting to get tight already. Where that's going round the corner, that is like getting really tight, and you'd end up poking that out the side of the sleeve. See, like you can see, I'm having that needs to bend. Needs to bend that pole as it goes in, so I'll have to come along and do the same, look. Just thread it through. So definitely not a speed pitch, this tent. But that doesn't matter, because I don't think you'd be buying one of these for hiking. If you like wanted a fast little tent for hiking, this is not the tent for you. Although it is light enough, it's not very heavy, this tent. But if you're hiking like across the Scottish Highlands or something like that, you're not going to be taking this thing, are you? Just look at the size of it. You'd be getting a load of Scottish people turning up at your tent with all their kids thinking the circus has turned up. And you're not taking this thing up the woods, are you? Just look at the colour of it. You are not taking this up the woods to do a bit of bushcrafting. And the size of it, you'd have to cut down half the woods just to find enough space to pitch it up. So I think this tent is like the campsite tent, isn't it? And then it doesn't matter how long it takes you to put it up. You can just enjoy it and take your time and put it up. Because it does look good. When I looked at the pictures, both the front doors opened up. So if you put this somewhere where you've got a really nice view to look at, this would be a really nice tent to sit in and admire the views. And I must admit, when I bought this, I didn't realise it was going to be this big. I did think it was a little two-man tent about the size of my mate's Cloud Up or something like that. Or maybe a little bit bigger because it's got the two doors that open at the front and the porch. I did not realise that I was getting the massive circus tent. Oh, and Amy's laughing now. And the camera girl, Amy, she's laughing her head off. Is that funny, Amy, that I thought I was getting a little tiny tent and now I've got to start my own circus? I'll have to put an ad in the paper. Jugglers and clowns wanted. Start the old circus up. Call it Warrior Circus. So if you're watching, if you are a clown or a juggler, or maybe you fly through the air on your trapeze, or even a lion tamer, or you've got one of them little cars that all the wheels and the bonnet fall off and that, then message me, because now I've got the tent, I might have a job for you, and I might go on tour, the Warrior Circus, coming to a town near you soon. And don't you laugh, Amy, because I've got a good job lined up for you. As you've got a crash helmet, you're going to have to put that on, and I'm going to fire you out of a big, massive red cannon. Because that's what they do at the Warrior Circus. So what do you think, Amy? Do you want to be shot out of the cannon? It's up to you. I could always put you on one of them big revolving boards, strap you to the board and throw knives and axes at you. If you don't want to be shot out the cannon, we could do that instead. So that's the first pole in. That went up all right. It's quite a lot of pressure on that though, getting that pole in. Let's do the second one. So they like sort of cross round on each other. So the poles, that's why they are so long. It sort of goes from the corner to the other side of the tent and then back again. If you look at this, and that is quite a lot of pressure getting these poles in. I think I'm going to have to stand up and work some slack round on that because that's just so too tight and I don't want to damage my new tent. That's like really doesn't want to go in that pole. Gonna have to like work some slack round on the fabric. I've got some other tents you have to do this to. The poles don't like going in. You need to like manipulate them a little bit. Work some slack round. See, that's went then. I stood up, sort of pulled the fabric down on the pole rather than forcing the pole, and that's gone. So that was sort of, it's a long pole. That's quite tricky getting them poles. Well, not tricky, but there was quite a lot of pressure on that, and then all of a sudden it just went. So as you do it, you got to sort of like push them to force a loop into the roof. You're kind of like making a big massive arch, because if you look at them poles, they're going from corner to corner, but the middle of them is going like to the other side of the tent. So they're like a massive big curve, that pole, with the crosses. And then this pole crosses round again. So it has got quite a few crosses on it, this tent. It should be quite a strong little tent, I reckon, this one. Well, not a little tent, a big tent. But the old Hiby, look at it. It looks like it's built really well, this thing, with all the crosses. This is built to be strong. And it's starting to look quite good, isn't it? Now that's going up, it's looking quite good, the old Hiby. And it is a lot bigger than what I thought it was going to be. That's not a two-man tent, is it? That's like a family tent. Look at it, that's massive. That's like 4-man tent. 8-man tent. That's absolutely massive. I did think it's going to be a little tiny 2-man tent. But I am starting to like the look of it. It looks really nice, and it is nice condition. Be a good tent, this, I reckon. It's a nice big tent, and I'm surprised at how big it is for how light it was in that bag, because it really didn't weigh much, this tent. And you look how big it is. So I'm sort of just moving it into place a bit, and then I'm going to have to move the footprint round to suit it, because where I put the footprint, thinking it was a little tiny 2-man tent, and the whole tent was just going to fit on that footprint like my mate's little Cloud Peak, or Cloud Up, sorry. His one just fits, the whole tent goes on the footprint. So I thought that was what this one was going to do. But you got no chance of fitting this tent on that little footprint. So the footprint does just go under the sleeping bit by the look of it, which is alright, but I'm going to have to move that footprint a bit. And I've had to move the tent to get it in now, because it's big. Look at it. It's massive, the Hiby. Looks nice though. Look at the shape of it. They missed the trick. You should do it like, if it was yellow and black, it'd look like a big wasp. It's got a little window in the front there, look. Big Naturehike sign on the front. And as you can see, it's got them 2 big doors. So when you open this thing right up, should have a nice big porch on this. I quite like the Hiby. It's growing on me, this Hiby. I weren't quite sure at first. I thought, oh no, I've bought a massive, great family tent. But it's not really. Now I've seen all them crosses and that on it, I bet this thing is a nice, strong tent. I bet it is. I bet it's got some strength to it. Because them poles felt really strong, and they're crossing in like 4 places, them poles. And it's well made, this tent. It feels all nicely finished and all that. So that was a little air vent up there, I think. I just noticed there. It's got air vents on the side. It's a bit of a weird looking shape, this tent. I didn't know the Naturehike done big tents like this. I thought all their tents was like the little tiny backpackers tent. So I didn't realise that. Oh, hold on a minute, my phone's going. Oh, the phone's ringing. Cut, take 5. Turn the camera off, Amy, I've got to get this. Right, so I'm back. Right, so where was I? Oh yeah, I was going to pick this out. Right, that was Jess on the phone. Basically, Jess is down in Devon, and she is having a little mooch about, and she is in charity shops, mooching about, looking. That's me got her addicted to them charity shops. She keeps coming in and with me, and now she's down Devon going round them. But anyway, she has just found a tent made by Wild Country. She said it's a big tent in a big red bag. She don't know what it is, but she's opened it up and it's got all nice gold alley poles in it and all that, and the shop wants 25 quid for it. So, do I want it? She'll buy it and I'll give her the money when she gets back. So, I've said yes, get it, innit? It might be nice, innit? Big wild country tent. She said it's in a big massive bag with a big wild country emblem on the front of it. She said it's a big bag, but it's not really heavy, and she said the poles look really nice. Gold alley poles, quite a lot of them as well. So 25 quid, yeah, I just told her to buy it, innit? It's only 25 quid, innit? It might be good, innit? Might not be good. But I need to know what it is now, because that would bug me. If I didn't get it and know what it is, that'd bug me about what I could have had, what she found and left behind. So we haven't left it behind. She's going to buy that, so I shall give her 25 quid when she gets back and have a nice wild country tent. Well, it might not be nice, but it should be alright, a wild country tent for 25 quid, a big un. She said it's in a much bigger bag than that Scirocco she took. She said the bag's like twice the size of the bag the Scirocco was in. So I don't know what tents Wild Country make that are big tents. Don't know. But we shall find out. She's back day after tomorrow, so we shall find out when she gets home what she has got. Good old Jess, hunting round the charity shops. See, I've got like a little network of tent hunters that find stuff for me. So a lot of the stuff I get, I don't even find it. Other people find it and ring me like that and say, I found this, do you want it? And normally I would go in and have a little look on the computer if someone said, oh, I found so-and-so and so-and-so. But Jess said there was nothing wrote on the bag, and she's had a quick look at the tent. She said it looks big, she ain't getting it all out in the shop. It looks nice. And there's nothing wrote anywhere, nothing in the label in the bag or anything like that. So we don't know what that is, so there's no point me having a look on the computer because we don't even know what the tent's called. All we know is it's in a big red wild country bag. So it might not even be a wild country tent in there, it might be something else. She said the bag did look quite old and the tent does look like an old one, so we shall find out. It's only 25 quid, isn't it? So anyway, let's get back to this Hiby. Right, so I've been round and pegged all the Hiby down. So I've pegged it out. All you do, all the corners, and then them two in the middle where the other pole goes. And there's a couple on the sides of the fly sheet that I've pegged down. So the Hiby is up. I've done a few guidelines on it. Look at it. It's a bit of a funny old shape, the Hiby. Little window on the front, big Naturehike emblem. I do like this Hiby. Look at it. I've never seen nothing that looks like this. I haven't seen one of these out before in the big wide world. This is the first Hiby I have ever come across. And in the photo, it wasn't even pitched. It was just a fly sheet laying on the ground. And when I had a look afterwards and I found shops selling it, they just had like a little picture of it set up. I didn't read all the sizes and that. I'd already bought it, so I wasn't that bothered. But it did still look like a little tent. But the Hiby is not a little tent. The Hiby is a big tent. And the Hiby has a nice big porch on it. You open both these doors up. This is going to be a good porch for a bit of cooking and all that. So I've just put the camera down so I can do the toggles and tie the door back on the Hiby. I'm happy now. See, I've got another tent coming. That's right, cheered me up with Jess. Lovely, good old Jess. Finding the old tent might be really good, innit? Wild country, big red one. Oh, I'm looking forward to getting it. I'm like a little kid all excited because I've got a new tent coming. For £25, wild country. You never get a wild country tent for 25 quid. That's a good find that she's got there, I reckon. Long as it's all good. But normally you find charity shops, they will check it. If it had a big hole in it or something, they wouldn't sell it. So I'm back inside the old Hiby. And let's get the door open. Let's get the main door and have a look inside this tent, because I reckon it's massive in that bit. It's not the little two-man tent like I thought. So look, oh, it's nice in there. It looks really nice condition. Look at that in there, lovely. Roll out the red carpet with that floor. Nice vent at the back. Look, got the zip and all at the back. Is that so? What's going on with that zip at the back? So you can just undo the vent from inside, or is there another reason for that zip? So it looks nice. It's like half solid, and then all the top of it is all mesh. Got the pocket in the corner, got one the other side. It's all got the strengthening bits in all the corners, all the reinforcing, which is good. And up there it's got that zip. So what does that do? Open the zip. Yeah, that is just so you can get out. So that's good. You can do the vent, open and close it. So if you get a bit chilly in the night, you can shut your vent up without going round to the other side. So that's good. I like that. I can't see no other reason for that zip than just being able to do that vent from inside. But that's a nice little detail to add into the tent. Got the little hook there for hanging the lantern, or to put the trapeze up in the circus tent. Get the old trapeze artist swinging around on that. So it looks really nice in here. I'm liking the red floor. I am. It's nice, that red floor. I like it in here, the old Hiby. Let's have a look at the doors. It got the old mesh and the other bit. Yeah, it has actually. So you can have the door open right up, so just with the mesh. So I'll zip that up and look, the door is just mesh, so that's good. So you can open this thing right up. Big vent at the back. You can do the whole door as mesh. Open both them front doors up. Nice, the old Hiby. And with... yeah, so look. It's big in here and all. This ain't a two-man tent. I reckon this is like 3 or 4 man, this Hiby. I didn't know Naturehike did big tents like this. I thought all their tents were like the little lightweight backpacker tents. I didn't know they'd done the big ones and all. But that's what you get, innit? I didn't do enough research on the Hiby. I just saw it with about 10 minutes to go on the auction and just had a bid and got it. But I like it. It must be good buy, £58. This is really nice condition. And it was with free postage as well. I didn't pay postage on top of that 58 quid. This was 58 quid delivered to the door. Now that does seem like a bit of a bargain, because this is a really nice big tent. And alright, it's not the sort of tent that I would normally go after. But now he's here, I really like the Hiby, because it is in really nice condition, and I like the way all this front opens up. So I'm just tensioning up the bits on the floor, because it was a bit saggy in there. So that's quite good. It's got the little tensioners. You can just pull it up and take up the slack on the floor. Another Naturehike sign round the sides. Big air vent on the back. So can you get in and... yeah, see, it's got the tensioners under there. So I'm just tightening the floor up because it was a bit loose in there. So I'll just do them. There's probably one the other side you can do as well. And that should take a lot more tension up on the floor. So it's got another big Naturehike emblem on the back. They do like slapping a bit of advertising over this Hiby. Nice big air vent. That's the one I opened up from inside. So get down now, should be able to take some tension up. Yeah, that's really loose, that one. That's the one that needs tightening. Pull that up nice and tight. Nice with the little straps. Just lifting that peg out. Pull that back in place. Push the peg in a bit better. Let's go back and have a look at the floor. That should be quite a bit tighter now. I've got a lot of slack right up on both sides and the front. And this side was really loose. So that should have tightened the floor right up on the old Hiby. Because I did get quite a lot of slack on all them 4 corners. So I like the Hiby. I kind of like the colour as well. The red and the grey is quite funky. It's a mad old shape, this tent. It's like ugly but nice looking at the same time. It's a bit weird. And look at that back bit. It looks like Darth Vader's helmet, the back of that tent. Has got a funny old look to it. But I do like the porch. It's got a massive great porch on it. And I've just seen that there. And it's got another air vent there. So has it got the little strap inside so you can open it up? Yeah. So it's got another air vent there that you can do to get it venting better. So this thing's got a lot of ventilation in it, I tell ya. And I'm not sure if it's got that the same the other side. I haven't noticed. So we go round and have a look. Has it got that vent exactly the same? The other side. Oh, and the camera girl's in there already having a little lay down. And yeah, it has got that vent. Exactly the same this side. So yeah, it's got two vents at the top, big vent at the back, and you can open the door right up to the mesh. So this thing will be a nice cool tent, I reckon, in the summer. I don't reckon you get no condensation in this one, not with them vents right up the top. You normally find when the vents are high up, the tents do breathe better when the vents are high. Yeah, when the vents are up high, the tents seem to stay cooler inside. That's because the heat rises in the tent, innit? So if the vents are at the top, that hot air just escapes out. Whereas when you've got the tent with all the low down vents, that higher bit in the tent does seem to hold the heat. So let's jump in the old tent with Amy, and it'd give you an idea on how this thing is with two people in it. You know there's enough room in here for two people. There's enough room in here for a load of you. This thing's massive. So let's lay down. So I would sort of say, I reckon this is a three-man tent, I reckon. This is maybe a four. Depends how tight they are with their space. But look, that's us two laying in there like that. So us two laying there like that. There's loads of room there beside us. So this is sort of easy a three-man tent, possibly a four-man tent. I'm not sure what sizes the Hiby comes in. This could be a Hiby 4-man or it could be a Hiby 3-man. It's definitely not the 2-man tent that I thought it was. There's a ton of room in here. So this is lovely for two of you. If two of you had one of these Hibys, I'm not so sure what size Hiby this is, but if two of you had this one, it would be lovely. All that big porch out the front for cooking, a ton of room in here for chilling out. Nice air vents at the top so it'll stay nice and cold. So the Hiby is a really nice tent for two people to go on holiday in. You'd have a good time in this thing. You really would. Loads of room. Get a ton of gear in this with you. Got that big porch. Yeah, this would be a great one for like the camping holiday. And where it's in like this light grey colour, it shouldn't get red hot in here. Because you find when you have like the dark green or the dark blue or something, them tents get really hot. Or that dark brown, they get really hot inside. But this one should reflect the sun quite a bit. The colour of it, it should like not get so hot inside. I don't know that because I haven't been out in it, but other tents I've got, when they're in a light colour like this, they are better in the summer. They just stay that little bit cooler. Let's open up the other door on the Hiby, show all of the Naturehike twin door features. That's what I liked about it when I see it. I thought, oh, that looks alright with them two doors opened up. But it did look small in the pictures I was looking at. I did think I had bought the little tent for a bit of backpacking. I don't think I'll be taking this Hiby backpacking. I might though, go out with my mates, take this Hiby. It's light enough to carry. They'll be pitching up their little tent and I'll get out my circus tent and pitch that. They'll go, what the hell have you got there? I'll go, well, I bought this because I'm out with you clowns. I thought it was appropriate to bring the circus tent. And they go, yeah, very funny, but what the hell is it? And I go, it's my new Hiby, Hiby, Hiby. So I am liking the Hiby. It looks like a happy tent. Some tents are like good fun to use and all that, and this Hiby does look like a good fun tent. Look at it. That is a bit of fun. That's good with them doors opened up. That's lovely like that. Bit of cooking out in the front there. And I'll tell you what else I've just thought with this Hiby, looking at it like that. Me and my friends sometimes go away with a couple of push bikes, take a tent with us, go away for a few days. If you took this Hiby, it's light enough to carry in that, but if you took this Hiby on the old cycling holiday, you could get all your push bikes in that front porch. So this Hiby comes with its own built-in garage. So I like that about the Hiby. You definitely get a couple of push bikes in there and then they're safely in the tent with you. So I like that about the Hiby. I've got a Coleman tent that me and my mate use like that because we get our bikes in it with us. But that's a lot heavier than this Hiby. So the Hiby might be the new, like when I go away with him, we take the push bikes, take the Hiby. I do it with a motorbike as well sometimes. I go out with a tent and that, but I don't think a motorbike would fit in that front there. It might do angle to angle, but a couple of push bikes will go in there no problem. So the Hiby has its own built-in garage. And I bet a lot of you at home are watching this and are liking the Hiby, especially if you're someone that does a bit of campsite camping, looking for a new tent that all opens up at the front and that. I bet you are looking at this Hiby and thinking, yeah, that is a nice tent. I wouldn't mind one of them. And yeah, it does look like a nice tent. And look, that's strong as well. I'm pushing on that roof. That's quite hard to push down. Alright, I could have flattened that if I put all my weight on it. But some tents are so flimsy when you put your weight on them like that. The Hiby was quite strong then, so this thing will have a bit of strength in it. So I know you lot who like your little bit of stealth camping in your little tiny green tent, you're looking at this and thinking, no mate, look at the state of that tent, that is absolutely terrible. But it's not designed for you lot, is it, this tent? This tent is designed for the campsite or for out somewhere, couple of people in it, maybe a couple of people with a little kiddie or a couple of little kiddies. Take the old Hiby out, you will have a great time in this Hiby, because it really does look like a good tent for the old family adventure. So it's not designed for you lot with your little stealth tents. You lot need to keep away from the Hiby. But for the other lot who go camping, maybe you got the little kiddie and that, should have a look at this Hiby because it looks really good, and for the money I've got this thing for, it looks like a bit of a bargain. So the Naturehike Hiby gets the thumbs up from me. It looks like a good tent for the money, and it looks like a good fun tent to use. And it would be a cheap way of starting your own circus if that's what you want to do. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe so you can join me again. I'm off now because I've got to find some clowns, a lion tamer and a trapeze artist for the Warrior Circus. Coming to a town near you soon. So let's go.